You smell that? That's the scent of laughter and joy returning to the B&B. You hear that? That's the sound Carl is making currently knowing Derek has returned and will call him out on all ridiculousness moving forward. To hear the puke live, check out allmyfunisover. I still have weak shoulders. Ridiculous. What's going on, B&B? This is Derek. I have returned, and with me today is the only man who still shaves the bottom of his feet since the age of 3, Carl Mandrioli. What's going on? Good to be back, buddy. I'm back. Playtime's over. Playtime's over.
Yeah, welcome back. Yeah. Season 8. For those who might be newer to the show and have no idea who this guy is, this is Derek Somerville. He's been gone for 6 months because he realized he wasn't afraid of public speaking. He was just afraid of audiences.
That's the worst. That might be your top 3 worst.
Oh, it's not a joke. It's just how it is, man.
I think you
6 months. It's a long time.
You had 6 months to really dial in a good joke, and that's what you came with. That's it. That's just what you give your people. Yeah. B&B, I'm back. It's okay. I'm going to write the show. Yeah. And it's good. It's good to be back.
You sound proud of yourself that you're back. Well done. If you need that
proud
encouragement,
of myself?
There you go. Yeah,
I don't need it from you, but I am proud to be back. It's been a long hiatus. Heavy hiatus, but we are here.
Yes,
and it's good to be home.
Great speech.
No need for a speech. The people, the B&B family knows. The people know, and I'm just excited to get you back where you need to be, which is my heel right here, just keeping you in check from your ridiculous. Gotcha. We have an appropriate episode today because we're talking about
super
horrible hacks, and one of them I have on my list is something you do. So we're going to talk about
which does not surprise me. Yeah, so the most terrible backpacking hacks we've ever seen. We could have easily renamed this episode "How Derek Goes Backpacking." Easily.
So you should have led with that joke at the beginning of the episode. That was way better. Still bad, but way better. It's good.
All right.
That's good.
Well, while you've been gone, we've become the Enlightened Equipment podcast. So this episode is brought to you by them, Enlightened Equipment. They make the best ultralight quilts on the market. Check out their artist series, making their amazing quilts even more amazing at enlightenedequipment.com.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Are you ready for the Bible verse?
Lay it on me.
Galatians 6:5, for each will have to bear his own load.
Ooh.
Derek, are there any hacks on your list that try to work around this?
Bearing the load?
Bearing your own load.
Well, you are a big part of my load when I go on a trip with you, like emotionally. So I don't know how you really alter that. I guess hanging out with other people, ignoring you, stuff like that helps. But as far as physical load, do I have anything on my list that helps with my physical load? No, because I already pack light enough. But one of these could.
This isn't about you. This is about hacks we've seen. This is not about what
these are. These are all hacks that I'm sure everybody's seen at one point or the other. One of these, probably my first one or second one, is a hack that is definitely doable. I would never do it because I have standards, and it's a low standard, but this is underneath my standard. I'll just say that.
All right.
So I don't know if you would do this.
The question, but I'll take it.
You're not going to get an answer till this episode starts. But I'm curious if you would do this hack or have done this hack.
Do you want to just talk about it, kind of work around it, or you just want to dive in? Just tell us what you're talking about. I want you to start us off, and I want you to give me your fourth best hack. How many do you have, by the way? 3, 4, 5? What do we have? Well, I came up with 4, and then I realized that I had two extra ones that were from what I've seen you do. So I'll start with ones that are this. This is the least terrible of the hacks, but still terrible in my opinion, and then we'll go from there. So, all right. First one is silicone dots on the sleeping pad.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So was that on your list?
No, but I did see that one. You mentioned that one to me. It's to help the sleeping pad not slide all over the place while you're in the tent, right?
I get that if you're on slanted ground, if you're in a bad spot, if your tent is too big or there's kind of excess space, this can actually be a problem is sliding around. but it's never been like such a problem where I was like, enough of this. I need to go to Home Depot to solve the problem. Like, this is just out of control. This is like
they have like the caulking gun. He's like on the whole thing. It's ridiculous. I'm in agreement with you. Two things. What if you have a tear in that sleeping pad and you want to return it? Does it void anything to return
I'm not
that?
a silicone expert, but you probably peel that stuff off. It would take stinking forever to do that.
I don't know. I mean, it just is annoying. Anyway, so that was my question. The other one is like, I don't feel like I have the issue of the sleeping pad sliding around. I feel like I slide around on the top of it and I slide off and on occasionally. So do I need to silicone the top?
That's what he did. That's what Derek and I saw a similar video.
I thought he did the bottom.
And that's what he did.
No. I thought he did the bottom.
Oh. People are sliding.
So the pad wouldn't slide
Either way,
around.
he might have done both sides, to be honest. Either way, people are sliding around.
I didn't watch the whole thing.
I think it's the top. People are sliding off their pad, basically.
What's going on here, guys? Why are we sliding all over the place? I mean,
right.
I don't know. I know why I do it. I'm just a restless sleeper, so maybe I need to tape myself in. I don't know what I need to do. I'm just going to live with it.
I just feel like I get that it's a problem, but it's like an overkill solution, right? So you're like, hey, I live in a place, it gets a little chilly in the winter, so I'm going to move to the Sahara Desert to solve that. Like, that's overkill.
I don't think this is a big enough problem. That's like, does it inhibit all my sleep? Am I not getting sleep because of it? Then maybe, okay, try it. But I don't feel like it's inhibiting my sleep to occasionally adjust my body while I'm in a tent. That's part of the, you're outdoors. It's not going to be, it's not, are we glamping or are we camping? Right? That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So I think we're in agreement, it sounds like, on this one. What's your first one?
We're in agreement on this one. Here's my first one. And I'm curious if you've ever done this or have thought about doing this. So one of the hacks I saw was where, hey, I have dirty, wet socks. And so to fix this problem, I'm going to tuck them under my shirt while I sleep all night, and that will dry them out. And
wait a second, where did you see that?
This is on a YouTube video. This is on a YouTube video. I kid you not. This girl had like 3 pairs of dirty socks. I'm like, that's disgusting. And then she takes them and shoves them under her shirt. And she's like, well, what you want to do is just sleep with these under your shirt. What? Okay. I feel like I would just smell worse than I already do. And like sleeping with that under me is just going to just be horrible.
Yeah.
It's just gross.
Well, and some people, especially thru hikers, don't really care how they smell, right?
That's true.
We passed last summer a ton of thru hikers on the Pacific Crest Trail going the opposite direction. And some of them, like, we didn't even see first. We smelled them first.
Ripe. Like they are ripe. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're ripe.
And they don't care.
What if I stepped in mud? Oh, I stepped in, something gross and creamy and I don't know, whatever's out there. Creamy is a good word, right?
Give me the scenario. What's creamy that you step in? What are you stepping in, Derek? It's
like some kind of excrement, like, or tree sappage or cow pie, road apple. I don't know. It's just it's the wild. We're out in the wild, Carl.
Oh my gosh,
it's just gross.
Okay, I'm with you on this one. I mean, I've had wet socks before. Like, that's just part of backpacking. You just shove them in the bottom of your sleeping bag, and depending upon the situation, they'll dry out pretty fast. Like overnight, they're good to go.
I can put them in the bottom of the sleeping bag. I'm not putting them under my shirt.
No.
That's me.
Like, I only 50% believe that you actually saw that. You're not really making that up?
That is on a YouTube video. I promise you. I promise you.
Yeah. I want to know who that is.
You think I just made that up? That'd be genius if I made that up. I wish I could take credit.
I think there's 2 or 3 coming up that you made up. I don't think you actually researched.
I'm glad that you thought I had the creativity to make that up, though. Thank you. Appreciate that.
It's not creativity, laziness.
Well, it's pretty creative too. What is your next one?
Let's go with, so this is one I've talked about before, but this is like a backpacking trend that's not going away. So we started this conversation with the aqua clip, but the concept of the water bottle, like full on water bottle, sometimes a full liter or more on your shoulder strap.
Yeah. On the shoulder.
I think that is solving an unnecessary problem. I think it's, again, overkill. I don't think that having the water bottle in that side pocket is that big of a deal. I feel like that's you don't need more gear to solve an issue with that. That's my opinion.
Is this because you couldn't figure out how to use the aqua clip, so you hate it still? Is that
yeah? Oh yeah.
I mean, is it like 50%, 80%? Because I think some people just want to be lazy and they just want it right here. They don't want to have to do all this, and some people don't have the flexibility to like reach back there and
Well, some packs are designed so that you can more easily reach them than others. That's not, I don't care. If I can't reach it, I've got some packs I can't reach it. It's fine. Just kind of like take one strap off, slide it around. And if you have like a really heavy backpack, that's a separate issue where that makes it more difficult. But I just feel like I just don't want a lot of like jingle jangle going on the shoulder straps. And that's a trend that
jingle. Is that a technical term?
Correct.
Jingle jangle?
Yes.
Is that okay? Yes. I guarantee you the silicone people aren't gonna do what you're suggesting because they want convenience. The silicone people are going to have the aqua clip.
Yeah.
And the dirt, you know what I mean? So
the silicone people are gonna like buy some sort of like industrial strength glue and like glue their stuff to their
their shirt.
Yeah. Like, what else does Home Depot have that we can engineer our backpack better? So
I don't hate the aqua clip like you do because you probably still feel dumb.
Nobody buys it anymore. Nobody has supported an aqua clip, and I'm not even just talking about that. I'm talking about shoulder strap water bottle. There's like 10, 20 different companies that make
with the little pockets. They have little pockets in the junk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right,
and they're doing.
It's not my favorite thing. I'd say that's like a medium dumb hack.
Okay. Do you have a water bottle on your shoulder strap?
I don't.
Then,
but I've been stretching. I've been stretching so I can reach back.
Okay.
So you're kind of more the silicone family, so I don't know. Maybe you hate that. All right, so I saw this. Okay, I saw this clip on another YouTube channel where the guy, he's like trying to find a campsite. So he's like, "Well, what you guys really want to do is I think it was his rainfly. I don't think it was a footprint. I think it was a rainfly. He like laid the rainfly on the ground." Mm-hmm. And he's like, I think what you really want to do is you want to lay on top of your rainfly and move around a little bit and see, where the rocks are. And this is how you're going to find out what rocks you need to move.
Where are you finding these?
This is on a video. I think you linked to me. You linked the video. Did you not watch this?
Folks, if you're on YouTube, how many of you actually believe that Derek found this somewhere? Somebody's rolling around on their rainfly looking for rocks.
Why would I make this up? I will send. This is the link you sent me. Did you watch the whole video?
No.
You didn't watch it, did you? You didn't.
No,
I did.
Like, you need help researching, so I send you links, and then I don't want to.
I need help researching.
Yeah.
Oh boy! Apparently I don't. If I'm making all these up,
because you're making
the guy put down the rainfly,
shoving socks in your shirt and rolling around on a rainfly to find rocks.
Yes,
that's ridiculous.
Yes, okay. That's what the episode's about, Carl. It's about ridiculous hacks.
Okay.
So I mean, I can't help it if I found these. So he lays the rainfly down and he starts rolling around on the rainfly, shuffling around, trying to find rocks. I'm like, why don't you just pick up the rainfly and use your foot? Or anything, a stick, anything to see where the rocks are and just move them out of the way. It's not like what are you sleeping on? It looked like he was just on a bunch of dirt and pine needles.
Right.
So I don't know. I think there's an easier way than to do that whole rigmarole. So I don't know. Is this something you would do? You're a big footprint guy.
You're gonna wreck your rainfly. If there really are rocks, you're like trying
to
destroy your rainfly on that. So
yeah, you want to ruin your gear, do that. If you don't. Okay. Use your foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We're in agreement.
Next one I saw a guy do on the trail. This problem he was trying to solve was if you're hiking early morning, especially in kind of like a moist area, let's say like the Pacific Northwest, and you have all that brush that's like reaching out across the trail that's hitting the tops of your shoes, then the water's soaking through your shoes and it's soaking your socks. And this person that I saw, this is not somebody I was backpacking with, this is somebody I just encountered, they want to solve that problem. So their solution was, I'm going to call this water jugs on shoes. Okay, so what they did was, what do you think this is here? Go ahead.
I think you did you make this up?
No.
Did you make this up? You found this online?
No, I encountered this person on the trail. I saw them do it.
Oh, okay. I encountered somebody on the trail too. I could make something up. That's not hard. But I want to see this. This is a person who put water jugs on his shoes. Continue.
Yeah, so what do you think I mean by that?
That, if I'm being ridiculous, I think he cut 1 gallon water jugs and like taped them to his shoe or something.
Pretty much. Close. So the like the hard plastic of like a water jug was kind of like the flap on the front, like the toe area of your shoe to keep it waterproof. And then I think he had like holes in it that he tied off to his shoelaces.
I mean, creative. A little.
Oh, yeah. No, this guy had all sorts of creative hacks. This is a long time ago, and so I wish I took notes. But this one makes the terrible hacks list because you can just buy waterproof shoes or you can wear waterproof socks. So that's why I think it's a terrible hack. What do you think?
But haven't we talked about no shoes? Are they really waterproof? You know, like if you go into a stream or if you go into, I mean, is it really waterproof? Maybe he just hates the idea of the moisture in there. Maybe he hates the idea of the dirt getting in there.
We're not talking about going into a stream. We're talking about the dew on the grass.
We're talking about dew. Okay,
You're not even listening to my story. You're
dew,
asking me to repeat pretty much the entire story
because it's ridiculous, and you know it's ridiculous
because you're not paying attention.
You want me to believe this story over my Rainfly roll around rock story, over socks in the shirt story?
Is your way of defending your made up stories to then accuse others of making up their stories? It's not going to work.
Correct.
Dude. Not gonna work.
If it's this ridiculous, yes. So I don't understand if he wants to tie plastic on top of his shoes. Maybe he doesn't have the Osprey budget that we have. Then maybe that's not such a bad idea. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe
that's actually a fair point. That is cheaper. You're right. It's technically cheaper.
Does it work? Did it work? I mean, that's the question.
He said it did. He was proud of all his hacks. He said it worked. So
I mean, some people just like to be handy. Like, we have a backpacker on our group like that. They like to be handy and create things. And
okay.
I mean, I don't know. If it works,
so you like it. You're going to start doing that.
I didn't say that. I don't care enough to do that. You might. I don't give a rip. So,
all right. Your analysis is overwhelmingly awesome. So thank you for all that.
And accurate. This one.
Do you have any more?
I'm just going to mention this. This isn't really like a big deal to me, but you love to cut your toothbrush in half. I don't.
I don't do that. I don't do that.
You haven't done that on any trip.
Oh, I've done it before, but it's been like forever.
Oh, he's done it before. He's
over
done it before.
10 years, I want to say. Over 10 years.
Did you do it? But you did it. And you would talk about how cool it was. And I'm like, why are you cutting a toothbrush in half? Well, Derek, it saves 0.035 ounces of weight on my pack. I'm like, that is the dumbest thing.
That sounds exactly like me. That was amazing.
That's the dumbest hack ever. Just bring the toothbrush. It's not, it doesn't weigh anything. Have some pride. I know you don't like to brush your teeth.
I don't, but
I
still do. So, wait, do you think people like to brush their teeth? Like they enjoy it? They're like, oh, this is amazing.
I think some people do like to feel fresh, Carl. Some of us like to feel fresh. Yes. Okay. Some of us clearly don't.
Do it so that they can not have like cavities, but I don't think people are enjoying the teeth brushing process.
Some of us have to share a tent with the people who don't brush their teeth. How about those people? Because I'm one of them. And it's tough.
Oh my gosh.
People, just bring your whole toothbrush. Bring a travel one if you want to cut it in half, okay?
That's what I do. I bring the travel one so that way it contains it and it's not like rolling around. I don't have to have like a separate bag for it. It's not rolling around like the top part of my pack. So
clearly you gave this a lot of thought. That's great. You gave it a lot of thought.
I'm with you. I think that the cutting of the toothbrush handle is excessively silly. So
good. You finally saw the light. And what was your experience when you cut it in half that trip that you did it and you were like, yeah, this is kind of dumb? Or what was your thought?
It still works. It still is fine.
What do you mean works? You're just like this,
brush your teeth.
You're brushing your teeth like this? Like
I don't know what that means. Most people aren't watching you. You have to do like a play-by-play.
When you have your hand around the handle, you can get in there. You can brush. You can get some leverage. When you're like cut it in half, you can only grab it with like 2 fingers, maybe 3. Your hands are small, so probably like 4. So if you're brushing,
I've already agreed with you. I don't know why you keep on like arguing the point.
Okay. All right, I want people to see in their mind how ridiculous you are.
It's not me. That's the thing. People that are listening to this right now are like, actually, I do that, and they're going to comment and tell you why it's important. So
good.
There's that.
Good. Comment away. I can save space and carry that weight.
All right. Is that the one you're referencing that relates to me?
I don't know. I was talking about you. What do you think?
I'm wondering if you have any more. Basically, do you have any more? Is that your last one?
That was the one about you. I have some more. Yeah, I got some more. I can keep going. I got a great one actually.
From the last trip, this is actually a hack that Ben described. So the issue is that you want to be clean at camp, and so people will bring wipes. But if you open a container of wipes, then they'll more quickly dry out, and so you got to use them. So in order to make sure you have wipes that don't dry out, you just bring the whole package was his solution. And which is, I don't know, what is it? Was it like a pound and a half of wipes? I don't even know how much they weigh.
It's not a pound and a half. They have the travel ones that are like 20 wipes.
You probably didn't see the picture. He had a pound and a half worth for sure. It was like
that's too many.
I don't know. Yeah. So he's like, yeah, I don't want them drying out. I want to use them, which makes sense. So his hack was to basically overcompensate by packing them. And he's not the only one. There's a lot of people that pack a whole package of wipes. So there's an easy workaround. Derek, how would you do it?
Like you're talking like a baby wipe like this thick, like a 3 to 4 inch thick. They're bringing all those like 100 wipes plus.
Yeah,
and they think that's a hack. What do they do with the dirty?
To keep it from drying out is to bring it.
What do they do with the dirty wipes?
We can talk about that, but I want to know what you do instead of bringing the original packaging for the wipes.
Instead of bringing the original packaging for the wipes, they're probably they're probably putting them in a Ziploc. Is that what they're doing?
Genius. That's the genius hack, Derek. Wow.
Okay, that's not correct. A genius hack, Carl, because they're still opening and closing the pack.
That's why this is so ridiculous that you would bring a whole package, just because you just put it in a Ziploc.
Full agreement. Okay. You're still putting them in a container, which you have to open and close. Period.
Right.
Right?
You can make the case that the Ziploc is actually more easily closed and more easily determined that it's actually sealed shut.
I fully disagree with this, and I will tell you why. I have thorough experience with my kids. I won't get into details, but we have wipes in the house regularly, right? There's times where I leave this thing open. Yeah, you're welcome. I have this thing opened up. The top wipe will dry out, but everyone underneath is still dry for, like the whole day. The whole day. Now, if I leave them open for like 2 or 3 days, yes, they're all going to dry out. However, if I close it, even like it's not even sealed, it's just like a loose top. It's not like a Ziploc at all. They never dry out.
Incorrect.
So I don't understand. Not in my. What are you talking about? They have the plastic containers.
If I put a package of wipes like in the back of like the back pocket of my car seat, just to have for kids making messes back there or whatever, or for what like in coming back for a trail run. If I do that at the beginning of the summer and I keep it sealed throughout the summer, but it stays in my hot car, by the end of the summer those things are all dry.
But we're talking about a 3-day trip, 2-day, 4-day, 5-day, 6-day trip.
I know, but you started talking about your house and like purposely leaving the wipes with the cap off.
But I'm saying I go through a pack of what they're talking about in probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, right? So knowing that even it's not Ziplocked, it's not in some like sealed container like it comes in, I take them out and it's in like a plastic, like, I don't know, what's the brand of diapers, Huggies or whatever, as a plastic top. It's not sealed, but it's just covered. It's not drying out in 4 days. They just don't.
Not in 4 days, you're right.
So I don't know how this is a hack. I mean, I don't know. Even if you bring the original packaging, open and close. I don't know. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
If you want to know more about wipes, we're going to do a whole episode just called Wipes, because it sounds like Derek has a lot of information about them.
I will send a link out and you comment on my wipe knowledge. All right, here we go. Okay, so some guy had an idea where, like sometimes you get in the mail like a tinfoil like wrapped package. Right, it looks like silver. It's like tinfoil, but padded. Right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the idea was like, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to attach some of my own Velcro on it. Okay, but I'm going to use this as kind of a freeze-dried meal koozie. So now I'm going to put my meal in the koozie, so I don't burn my hands. Okay. And it's going to keep my meal extra warm, and it's going to keep things from whatever.
So now we're not going to Home Depot. We're going to like Hobby Lobby to buy Velcro strips.
We're going to Hobby Lobby, and the idea was I don't want to burn my hands on my food bag, so I'm going to have the koozie. Part of me enjoys that hot bag because it's like, now I'm cold, I'm going to bring
Everybody likes, not part of you. Everybody likes it when it's cold outside.
Right, and then you're holding your hot meal, and it's a whole camping experience, right? But he's like, I'm going to bring this big puffy piece of plastic thing to have a koozie for every. I'm like, dude, I need you to either wear some gloves or just drop the koozie, because it's not. Stop. Just stop. It was ridiculous. So to me, it's like part of the experience is holding your hot food in your bag and eating it. You got to wait 10 minutes anyway for it to like. Mush everything up or mellow the pasta out or whatever you're doing. So it's not like you're, I don't know.
I get the idea of like a koozie if it's wintertime or whatever. Like it's just cold outside and your food's going to cool down really fast and you want a hot meal. So I totally get that. So I'm actually okay with that in that scenario. I don't think you need to go to Hobby Lobby. You can simply fold it over and put like a rock on it or something and not hold it if you don't want to. But there's a ton of hacks on how to make your own just at the dollar store, getting that like reflector stuff that you put on your car windshield when it's, to kind of protect it from the heat. And people do that all the time.
That's helpful. That is helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not that guy. I feel like that's an extra thing I don't want to bring. I've never needed it. It's just it's like the silicone dots guy. You're solving a problem that's not that big of a deal.
You're just saying suck it up and toughen up. Is what you're saying. Is that what you're saying?
I think we're hitting on some like backpacking engineers that are looking for ways to engineer hacks to be creative. And if that gets their juices going, like awesome. I just think that for your average backpacker, they struggle with extreme terribleness.
I think it's sometimes people trying to go viral with some of the dumbest ideas, and it's gonna stay dumb. So that's me.
Speaking of illogical and ridiculous ideas, I'm saving my last two. These are Derek hacks, and one I've seen, one we've just heard about, and is not.
Oh, I know. I already know one. I already know which one you're gonna do.
Yeah, you probably know both of them. It's not a surprise.
Wow.
Okay, so first one. I gotta take a deep breath in this one because this one.
Why don't you do those and then I'll do my last one?
Sure. All right. So first one is you've been talking for years about like you don't need to bring a trowel. We've come up with alternatives, and of course you've mentioned the pine cone. Like you can find a pine cone, dig a hole. Okay. And I've challenged you for years. I don't believe you. Show me that you can do that. And you're like, well, it depends upon the pine cone, depends upon the ground. And so finally on our last backpacking trip, I said, okay, Derek, I've had enough of this. You have the entire day to find a pine cone, any piece of ground, any pine cone you find. We're literally hiking through a pine forest to show me that you can dig a hole. And you're like, I don't think I want to. And then you never did.
Look. The pine cone has been blown way out of proportion. First of all, I said, if you're going to go...
Incorrect.
No, correct. If you're going to go number 2 in the woods, you have so many things. I said, you can pick first. You can pick a stick. You can pick a rock. Those are probably the 2 best. You dig, you do your thing, you go. If it's not around, I have used a pine cone a couple of times. Yes, they were there.
Right.
I dug.
People for almost a decade now have been wanting you to prove this, and your sheer refusal to even try is
How
out
deep
of
did you want me to dig the hole?
6 inches.
6 inches.
Did I bring a ruler? Yes.
How big do you think my poops are? 6 inches.
That's just the standard rule, man. It's not. I'm not trying to measure how big your poops are, and you should know that. You should know that. This is embarrassing for you.
I don't know if I don't know. No. You know what? Okay, next trip, if there is a pine cone, this is on record, I will dig a hole.
No, you won't.
If it's not, and I will say this, the last time we were on a trip, the trip, there were pine cones everywhere, and they were all like not moldy. They were like soggy, and they were not firm.
Moldy pine cones.
Moldy pine cones. They weren't like firm pine cones. They were all like wet and soggy. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm not gonna dig with that. And then you're gonna think you're a genius.
You weren't even trying. You weren't even looking at them.
What do you mean? How do I not look at them?
I challenged you.
On the trail?
I said you have the whole day, and you're like, no, I'm not doing it. So you didn't even
didn't want to do your challenge. Yeah. I didn't want to do your lame challenge.
It's not even my challenge. It's the whole audience of backpacking blisters for like the last 8 years. I think you've created
that. You have built this up into some like monumental challenge that nobody really cares about except you.
When you're not around.
That's fine. If you want to put the...
People bring it up all the time. All the time.
Don't subject the B&B family to your nonsense.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah. People are believing you right now. Okay.
All right. What's your last one? That's ridiculous. Is this the water bottle?
Okay, this one you've already admitted this is a terrible hack, but it's still something I saw, which is the toothbrush squeeze bottle.
The water bottle, yeah. It is.
Well, and I tried it's just like a separate water bottle to hose down your toothbrush. You've already admitted this is a bad one, but I got to give you credit. You made the list.
As we have both. I did try this a couple times, hoping it would improve, and it did not. So here's
the difference.
Yeah.
Here's the difference. Is you just referenced that I made the list. Like cutting your toothbrush in half has been around for decades before I even started backpacking. That's not a new thing. But the pine cone and the toothbrush squeeze bottle are your ideas. You're the inventor.
Yeah, correct. I don't know if I'm the inventor of the secondary bottle. I highly doubt I am. I think there's people that are way more...
Toothbrush squeeze bottle. Yes, you are.
I have no doubt that people bring extra bottles for cleaning, like cleaning things. And I cannot be the only one who's done that. There's no way.
That's too general. Specifically toothbrush, you're the number one.
You don't know that, and there's no way to prove it.
Is there? No. Okay. I'll do a Google search right now. I'll type in backpacking.
This is how he lives his life, folks. One Google search at a time.
Bottle.
He lives one Google search at a time.
I know. Nobody else says that.
No.
None of them say backpacking toothbrush squeeze bottle. Shocking.
Okay. Shocking. All right, here's my last one. And this is real. I will send you the link. I thought it was by far the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There was I won't say this was, but I'll send you the link if you want it. There was an individual who was talking about, hey, have you ever gone backpacking? And, when you wake up in the morning, sometimes you can be really cold, right? Nobody likes to feel cold in the morning. This is how you stay warm and get warm and stay warm in the tent. So the first thing I do, this wasn't the tip. I'm going to say what she did first, and then she's going to say what the tip was, okay? So she's like, you're in your sleeping bag. You just don't want to get out. So to get warm, what you want to do is first before you do anything, you want to put on your clothes. And I'm like, well, doesn't that require me getting out of the bag, like getting my clothes? Like, it's a lot.
My clothes are already on.
Maybe they're already on. Maybe, I don't know. It's just, okay. So she's like, well, once you get your clothes on, then you're going to get out of your sleeping bag. And then what you're going to do, and this is the hack. I've tried it. It works. And maybe this does. If I'm wrong, people, please let me know. She's like, what you want to do is you want to stuff your sleeping bag inside the stuff sack. And in doing so, this will heat your body up to where you are now going to be warm in the tent.
Gotcha.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think obviously moving around is going to warm you up. Is stuffing your sleeping bag, unless you have an undersized stuff sack for your sleeping bag, I don't think that's going to do the job. That's not that. That's like a minute's worth of effort, maybe less. So
yeah.
Incorrect.
How about just
the pad is more the issue typically.
Yeah. I mean, how about just like move around with like a coat on, Yeah.
How about yell out at Derek to start a morning campfire and get that going?
How about have Carl breathe on you when he doesn't brush his teeth? That'll wake you up really quick and get you moving. You know what I'm saying? So these are all better ideas. All better ideas. So,
all right. So what other terrible hacks out there do we miss that you think are absurd? We did mention one in a previous episode when we had Matty Outdoors on. He was talking about like the duct tape on the trekking pole and stuff like that. So if we missed any, let us know. And if there's things that we do that you think are terrible, let us know that too. So I've got backpacking hacks trivia coming up right after this. Do you struggle with joint pain, breathing at altitude, uneven terrain, or simple exhaustion? Then it's time to up your trail game, folks, with our good friend Rowan from Summit Strength. He's got a specialized program that will be just right for you to conquer your next adventure. Don't be left behind by the group again. Get your hands off your knees, get your butt off the log, and feel good getting after it with Summit Strength. The link to your success is always in our episode description, but you can check out all the information you need at summitstrength.com.au/online. It's time to be strong and pain-free for your next adventure. We got Backpack Hacks Trivia is brought to us by Teton. They sent me a Numa 45 backpack, brand new. I've got it right here.
Numa 45. Is that green, gray? What is that?
They call it granite. So it's
granite.
Still,
okay.
Derek can attest, for those listening, it's in the plastic, so brand stinking new.
It is. Looks brand new.
It's got weather-resistant coated durable fabric and a built-in rain cover. You can stay cool and comfortable on the trail with this fully ventilated hiking backpack offering body mapping mesh that maximizes airflow and heat distribution.
Body mapping mesh.
Yes.
Had me right there.
Yeah. I sold you there. Okay.
Wow.
I think this is a great option for an overnight adventure at 45 liters for some of you that are a little more advanced, maybe more. But this retails for like such a high quality pack only $129.99.
What?
Yeah. Okay. That's
$129.99.
Keep that in mind because they sent me the pack and they want me to autograph it, like my signature, which I suspect
you're going to devalue it.
I know.
You're going to devalue it.
So I thought it'd be fun to see what it's worth on eBay and with the signed brand new pack. So we're going to put the link in the show description for an eBay listing. I'm starting the listing at 1 cent and that includes shipping. So if you buy it for 1 cent, I have to pay full shipping. And then we're going to see, I'm going to have it on there for 10 days. So it'll last over, a couple episodes here. Derek, how much is this pack going to go for, do you think? Prediction.
Oh, is there a buy it now option on there or no?
No, it should be pure auction just to see
pure auction
how much a brand new pack goes for with my ruining it with an autograph.
Wow. With you, are you going to sign this with like a permanent marker, I hope, or like a ballpoint pen like a weirdo? Yeah. Okay.
That will ruin it. Like the ballpoint pen will actually like poke into the coating. That doesn't work. Yeah.
I just want to make sure you're not, and especially don't use a fountain pen. So just making sure you don't do these things. I would say this is going to go. Can I have a range? Do I get like a small range, or do I have to be?
How about a $10 range?
Oh, I can do that. How is this going to go for? And the auction goes for 10 days, you said?
Yeah.
Ooh, and final question. It's starting at 1 cent.
Okay.
What are the increments I can up it by?
I think it's whatever eBay has built in. I want to say it's like $1 or something.
So I have to up it by $1. Okay.
Yeah.
Yikes. I'm gonna say this ends up going for like, gosh, okay, I have to up it by $1, 10 days. People are
really think about this.
I'm gonna go like, I don't know, $45.
45, okay.
Yeah.
So that's not a $10 increment, but I'll take your prediction.
What do you mean $10? You said within $10. I'm thinking 45 to 55.
Okay.
35 to 45.
I think it's gonna be more closer to $80 is my prediction.
You think so? Okay.
It's brand new, man. It's brand new. So,
it is brand new.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We'll find out. So we'll stay tuned. We'll circle back in a couple weeks with the outcome there. All right.
I hope I'm right.
Backpack hacks trivia. These are real hacks I found suggested online. Various sources.
Allegedly. Okay, allegedly.
I can tell you the source if you want.
I don't need to. Go ahead.
Number 1, what should you stuff in your boots to dry them? A, socks, B, newspapers, C, dryer lint, or D, flames from the fire?
Stuff in them? I've stuffed the flames in a couple times.
I know. That's the most popular answer is letter D for sure.
That's the most popular. I'm going to say, I'm going to say newspapers.
Newspapers is correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So people try the flames from the fire, but that doesn't work.
I'm a little rusty on the trivia. I forgot how ridiculous these questions can be. Okay, keep going.
Well, the whole episode's ridiculous. Number 2, you should use this item to help you get water from a drippy source. This is from the Trek. They say A, leaf, B, water pump hose, C, pine cone, or D, your hand.
Pine cone can do it all, dude.
I know. Especially the moldy ones.
What can you... To get water from a source?
From a drippy source. It's not like a flowing. It's like kind of like just dripping, yeah.
A drippy source. I mean, on all the shows, even Survivor Man, I saw him do the leaf, so I'm going to say leaf.
Leaf is correct. You passed trivia.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Still on fire 6 months later.
Yes.
All right, number 3. Backpacker Magazine says use a blank instead of a trowel. A, foot, B, tent stake, C, stick, or D, mini shovel.
Mini shovel?
Yeah.
Instead of a trowel?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. What does Backpacker Magazine say?
Yes.
I mean...
They're not even a magazine anymore, but they still like show up on search results.
It's so crazy. I know, right? I mean, I don't know what they said. Instead of a trowel.
Yeah.
Like, why would I bring a mini shovel instead of a trowel? That makes no sense. Trekking pole. Also trekking pole.
A trekking pole? Okay. Whew.
Yeah. Probably stick. Is it stick?
I'm just trying to evaluate all your answers historically. Was this the worst answer you've ever given? I think this is the worst answer you've ever given. It has to be the worst answer you've ever given. That's not even an option. Trekking pole's not even on the list.
You said trekking. What did you use first one? What was the first one?
Foot?
What was the first one? Oh, I thought you said trekking.
It kind of rhymes. Foot and trekking pole kind of rhyme.
Okay, stick. We're going stick. Wow. Why did I think you said trekking pole? It was
tent stake was the correct answer. That's what they said.
Oh, tent stake. Oh gosh.
Which is again kind of like a trekking pole, just like a mini version, right?
Just a miniature, tent stake. Okay, that makes sense. Isn't a tent stake like a stick anyway? That's like the same answer though. It's kind of dumb.
Yes, they're the same thing. I like that you evaluated mini shovel.
Trekking pole.
Another name for mini shovel is a trowel, basically. So that wouldn't make any sense.
Well, maybe it's like one of those larger metal spade ones that you can buy at the hardware store.
These are still called trowels, though.
It's a dumb name. Stick. I was gonna go stick, but I guess mini stake. But you know what? Your trekking pole could work though. But
that's not the question. It says Backpacker Magazine.
I know. Okay. Okay, you got me. All right, you happy with yourself? I had to bomb one.
All right.
I had to make it.
We got to come up with okay. Here's some ideas I have around trivia for this season. Is we got to come up with some appropriate punishments, and then also if you go 3 out of 3, should that take away a loss? And should 0 for 3 count as 2 losses?
No,
I think so.
Why do you think so? Because you lose more?
Because you just went 2 for 2, and so the third question is kind of like whatever. But if you go 2 for 3, now that third question still holds weight, right?
I don't know. Because you can easily make a ridiculous question that I'm never going to get, which you usually do.
Welcome to Derek's Trivia every single time. That's what you do.
No, my trivia is fantastic.
Okay.
Come on.
All right. Well, anyway, just something to think about. We don't have to decide right now. Tidbits, I've got, let's see. Wasn't there a recent review? Did you find that one on there?
Yeah, we do have one review. I'll read it here from you. It's from Fake Ranger. 5 stars. Thank you very much, good sir. This is from One Day Slate. He says, I don't think he's a real fake ranger. Congratulations on your 200th episode.
All right.
So
thank you.
A real fake ranger.
Yeah, thank you, One Day Slate. We hit 200 a couple years ago. This was a Throwback Thursday episode. I was just trying to remind people that Derek still existed and was going to come back, so that's why I keep on throwing some Derek episodes out there.
Yes.
So, but we still appreciate it. So, yeah, reach out, and yeah, we got a B&B limited edition sticker coming your way. So just send me your address, and we'll get that to you. Speaking of that, not really speaking of that, but we've got a new Patreon supporter, Eric from New Hampshire. Thank you, Eric.
Yes.
Eric is, I would say, like he's somebody who's looking for an aggressive, amazing, exceptional backpacking trip. He's willing to train for it, and I think he's signed up as a Patreon supporter. He's going to do one of our epic trips we've got going on this summer, specifically our July trip. We're going to, I don't want to say yet because I threw that out on Patreon already, and then on an upcoming episode, we'll have the full info if you're interested in checking out a Patreon trip. But Eric, thank you so much. Looking forward to backpacking with you, my friend.
Yes. Thank you.
Again, welcome back, Derek. Happy you're back. Outside of making up answers for trivia questions that didn't exist, I feel like you were on point today, so well done.
None of that happened. They were all real, and I can provide sources if need be, which you always want anyway. So thank you. It's good to be back. Good to see your face and your weird earbuds, and it's always a pleasure to be with the B&B family. So it was a long hiatus, but I'm glad to be back. We will. Anything else from me? No. Anything else from you?
That's all I got.
That's all he's got. Guys, we will see you in the next one. Remember, guys, if you need a small toothbrush, Carl now has toothpick brushes. So just borrow one from him, and you will be good to go and save all that weight.
I want to fly around the world.
Yeah, so there is one more hack I didn't really mention. I've never been wet for more than 24 hours on one of our backpacking trips. And the real simple reason is because Carl is the guy who does not only the socks under his shirt, but he takes everybody's socks and everybody's underwear every night, sleeps in them under his shirt, dries them out for us. I mean, he's a team player, guys. And that's why you love him. Team player. Find someone like that.